Ninjago Dragon's Rise Season 3 Part 2 is finally out after being leaked. And ever since it leaked, I thought, what a season. And I've rewatched it like 5 times. Yeah, and I did rewatch it officially 2 times. No, I think 1. But enough about that. So now it is time to make my Season 3 review. And it's good. That's all I'll say. It's good. So let's start with Season 3 Part 1. So the main plot is the Forbidden Five are working for Thunderfang. I'm not that big of a fan of Thunderfang, just gotta say. But we'll talk about that when we talk about characters. Yeah, they get prismatic blades for him. So the ninja go on a fetch quest. But the ninja are also looking for Aaron and Jay. So yeah, it's a very action-packed season. And did I like it? Yes, I did. It's just a part of the season, but I really did like this. We'll talk about the Forbidden Five later, but there was a lot of good battles, and I made videos of them, especially the Rogue versus Aaron and Roz. Aaron and Roz's interactions were really cool. Yeah, really cool. Like, not as cool as Rogue. This whole season, mainly part 2, like, one of the best J seasons ever. I know it's not a J season, but like, you could call part 2. I don't know. But yeah. We also go to memorable locations like the first round, but that was the first land because of the merge. We see Dragonians, they're originally good, but they get transformed by the Forbidden Five in Noct Aura. Yeah. So before we talk about the Forbidden Five, let's talk about Thunderfang in this season. So he just bosses the Forbidden Five around, stares at rocks, meanwhile Noct doesn't want to help him. Every time you look at this guy's expression, he's like, I don't want to help you, Thunderfang. Yeah, Thunderfang annoys me. But in the final fight, he's not that bad. He talks about Source Dragons, he yaps. Yeah, he sucks up Lloyd's soul. Like, the concept is good, but, like, why did they put him in here? Just have the Forbidden Five boss him around. Speaking of the Forbidden Five, let's talk about them. I've made multiple videos about them, but first of all, in part 1, this is just part 1 so far. So, Noct was aura farming. I loved his defeat of Raz, defeat of Zane and Pixel. This guy was just aura farming, honestly. Like, he always aura farms. He aura farmed in Season 2, Part 2, and he aura farmed here as well. So, yeah, Noct was brilliant. Then we have Rox. Rox was okay in this part. At least she wasn't a real fraud like she was in Part 2. Well, she kind of was. Yeah, she kind of was. Yeah. Because she was the one that made everyone follow Thunderfang. And it is really obvious. So, let's not talk about the midget. She didn't even use her power, man. Zarked, he got done so dirty. But in part 2, everyone shut up about him being a fraud. I knew he was going to get redemption. Just saying. But yeah, bro got bossed around by Lloyd and Pixel. Lloyd I understand, but like, Pixel. Yeah, at least he got his redemption. Kyle didn't even fight in this part. He did in part 2 though. And yeah, he also got redeemed. Keep on mixing up. And yeah, there's the Forbidden Five in part 1. Solid, had some good fight scene. Oh, sorry, there's Driggs. Sorry, Driggs ghosted so much in part 2 that I forgot about him. He was really good in part 1. He soloed the ninja. Maybe a bit overrated, because then he got defeated, like, at the battle. Like, not the World Forest, but, like, the battle in the first land. Yeah. And I really like Aaron's development in the season. Ross taking him to his parents' graves, which is actually the land of Lee. So, yeah. Jay's amazing. He gets hired by Zeotrix. Roby dies because Kerr decays him. yeah, then so Wildfire stays in the City of Temples to help Ruby. She eventually uses her heat powers to help him, and I don't mind that. Then in the final battle, Jay comes back. Well, not really comes back, but like he's there. He uses his lightning powers. Nia realizes, and they take him to the monastery. And in the monastery, um, he's very rude to them, and yeah, then that gets into part two. So like, yeah, part one was a very good start. I really enjoyed Lloyd in this part. Not as much as in season two, part one, because of like not the visions. But yeah, he was fine. Cole got thrown out. Like the writers literally threw him out to the land of lost things. Zayn was okay. Apparently he was gonna get this big role, but he didn't really. But I actually don't mind that because I know the writers are just treating Zayn mad, so just move on to other things like the Forbidden Five. But yeah, after the hype the Forbidden Five were getting to work for a dragon like Thunderfang, just wasted because he just sucks up their souls and then they just die. Yeah, Thunderfang is really annoying. I like the set. The set is amazing, but the character is honestly annoying, like really annoying. Yeah, it's a solid part of Dragon's Rising. When it came out, I thought it's the best, but like that's recency bias. So like season two part one and season two part two are much better, but it's okay. Yeah, it's better than average. That's what I say. But now let's get into part two. Oh yes, part two. Now there obviously is spoilers in this. I didn't give a spoiler warning for part one because part one has been out for like a lot of months. So yeah. So let's talk about part two. So it starts in the monastery. Jay's being rude to all the ninja. We'll talk about that in Jay. But he's very rude even to Mr. Frohiki. And he's playing on the game console. And then he says that his leg isn't hurt anymore. So he takes the ninja to the third administration. There's a very weird sequence there. Like, the administration stuff is weird, but okay. And then we go to Lee. Yes, Lee. Now, I don't like Lee. I don't hate Lee, though, because of what happened in episode 15. So, yeah. His backstory is, like, very relatable. He was lonely. So Lee can duplicate himself, and he's got like a whole neighborhood below the place where Aaron looked at his parents' graves and was crying, and Ross took him there. So yeah, he puts up fake graves of the people who live in his society, then says that the murder didn't happen, so the people don't leave his little society, and the people that question him, he mind controls them. Yeah, Lee is like kind of like a horror character. I don't really like him, but I don't hate him. So yeah, that's Lee. But in the land of Lee, there's like so much good like JR interactions. Lloyd and Wildfire are pretty funny in the land of Lee. Also, what I find funny is that like when Lloyd gets called into a serious Source Dragon argument, he's in that weird sweater. Let's not even talk about the lost and found clothes they got from the administration. But that's such a nitpick. I don't really care about that. And I did get used to Jay's hair, but I really wanted his old hair back. So yeah, they're in the land of Lee for like long, and then we get to Raz and Aaron and Raz, Aaron and Sora's journey. No, there's not two Razes. Yeah. So first of all, they go to Mysterium, where everyone gets attacked by Kerr, who's now ghostly. Yes, the Forbidden Five are now ghostly. And he like sucks up their souls. Like that is such a good idea. It calls back to possession, and I love that. And this is probably like one of my favorite things about the season, if not the J development. I just love the atmosphere. The music is so good. No, not the Land of Lee music, the instrument music. So yeah, we see Kerr there. Aaron and Sora try to help, and Gandalorian also comes back. Raz wants to leave, and then eventually blames Aaron when Gandalorian becomes hollow. So they go to the monastery and find him up to the underworld. And in the underworld is a very cool scene. Like, the underworld in this season was, like, really good. Really good. We see Cruncher and Knuckle back. Yeah, that was cool. And then we go to the Cask of Bones, where Raz can forge dragon icons. So, we get a very dark realization that the forge only works if someone goes into a casket where you can't escape. So basically, you have to kill someone to make a dragon icon. This is genius. Yeah, so Raz wants to throw in Sora, so Aaron defies him. And that obviously doesn't end well because Raz gets super angry at Aaron for defying him. And we have a 2v1, Raz versus Aaron and Sora, and that battle is peak, one of the best in the season. But trust me, there's a lot of great battles in this season. Like, I already mentioned some, but yeah. So Aaron and Sora escape, and then they go to see the graves, which have been lightened up by Jay. So they go back to the land of Lee, and Aaron finds his parents. Yeah, and then Zarkt appears, Spectral Zarkt. He sucks up all the Lee souls. It's very creepy. Like, that atmosphere is so creepy. And then Sora and Aaron reunite with the ninjas, and they escape with the bounty. Also, Wildfire's driving. That was a really funny joke. I don't know why. Yeah. So they escape Lee, go to the Spectral Lands, then go from there to the City of Temples, where we have a lot of Jay and Wildfire interactions. Wildfire is really bossy there, but like, I'll excuse that. They free Blecht. Blecht tells them to summon the Archdragon of Focus. Well, not really, but like, he shows them how because Lloyd demands. So yeah, everything is set up. But then we have Jay saying that he's not going on the mission anymore. Oh my goodness, that is so good. Like, then he has this whole breakup with Nia, and Nia goes alone to Mysterium. Lloyd tries to comfort her, but Nia says it's okay. Yeah, that scene was so peak. Like, Shayna's mech just refusing to go. And it does pay off later. So yeah, everyone goes to their respective missions. Neo goes to summon the Archdragon's half in Mysterium. In the Cave of Bells, they have to play this melody, both halves. And then she meets Kai. But yeah, we'll get to Kai, Cole, and Frack in a minute. And Sora and Wildfire go to Ninjago. Well, they go to the monastery to get Xanth to go to Ninjago. And in the monastery come Cole, Kai, and Frack. Let's talk about what they did. So they were in the Land of Lost Things. They were training up first, yeah. But then Cole decided to take them to the place where the earth was screaming. So this finally gets explored. So they pull up the remains of a source dragon. I think it's the source dragon of balance, and then Wu appears them. Like, that was so unexpected. That I didn't expect that. Not much people expect that. People thought it was Thunderfang for some reason. Yeah, but no one expected a source dragon, or at least I don't think they did. So yeah, that was fun. So they went back, and when they went back, Noct started hollowing. Noct and Spectral Dragoon started hollowing the finders. So Cole got really angry, so they followed Noct to Imperium, where another great fight is. So the ninja tried to save Imperium with prismatic blades, and Imperium realized they can enhance the prismatic blades into the reveal blades. Well, the prismatic blades upgraded, but yeah. So Kai and Frack go get them, but Cole disagrees. And then we have this moment of Kai trying to calm down Cole. People say Cole was out of character here, but I don't think so, because like, he really wants to protect his family, and that's like Cole's whole thing. So yeah, he jumps into the jet after Noct, And then knocked. Oh my days, this guy is spectral, but he still shows so much emotion. Like, this guy's smile when he tricks Cole. He destroys Cole's jet with his brute force power. Then Cole jumps out at him, and he gets spectral dragoons to hollow him, and Cole's soul gets sucked. Oh my goodness, that was so brave to have a ninja's soul sucked, to not be saved by plot armor. Of course it was Cole though. I mean, he was a ghost, so it was a cool callback to possession. And then Kai and Frak come back with the reveal blaze, defeat the spectral dragoons, make Noct retreat. Yeah, that sequence was really cool. But it did end with Cole getting hollowed. So they come back to the monastery. Frak decides to go with Sora and Wildfire on Xanth to Ninjago, and Kai goes help Nia. Now, speaking of Nia's journey, she goes to Mysterium, she finds a coconut copy of Gandalaria. I mean, I don't know how I feel about that still. It was okay, I guess, but like seriously, a coconut? That's a nitpick. So yeah, they go. Then someone's following Nia. It's eventually Kai. So Kai meets up with Nia, and then they encounter Powerlid. Kai saves Nia from Powerlid, and then Powerlid and Gandaloria's coconut have this interaction of arguing. But then Kai has this moment with Powerlid, like, yeah. It's okay. I mean, he still wants gems, so destroys Powerlid's gems, so they finally get to the cave. Meanwhile, in Ninjago, there's this very weird fight of Rapton versus Sora and Frak and Wildfire, because they can't make noise because Aracor is trying to restore the Arc Dragon's half, because he couldn't bring back a living thing, but with Xanth's evolution, he could now. Yeah. So yeah, that fight was kind of useless. I didn't really like it. Yeah, I would say episode 19 and 18 were just useless. But we've got this guy, Lord Raz. He comes to the monastery, fights Mr. Frohickey and Geo like they're nothing, tosses them around, throws Geo into the monastery ground, tells Frohickey to take him to Wu's study, and then he captures Wu. Like, brilliant character. But with the bone armor as well, because he does murder someone to get another icon. He now has 2 icons and destroys 2 of them. Oh yeah, there's also Ron too. He destroys her as well with a cold line, send your greetings to Egot. And speaking of Egot, he dies at the beginning, which is a very dark thing to start with. Like, and then Raz just calls back to it after Rontu mentions Zarkar, and then Raz destroys Rontu with the dragon icons. Peak villain. Peak villain. I know the Forbidden 5 were wasted, but Raz is a peak villain, especially with that bone armor. I really need to make a custom of that. Or Lego really need to make a figure of that, because I need that design. Okay, so then there's Aaron and Lloyd. They take the Unbidden Storm. They try to swarm through the Spectral Lands, but they kind of fail, because Noct stops them, while Rox is also there, but she's useless, and so is Drix. Yeah, both of them are just useless. So Noct tries all his best. But eventually Lloyd and Aaron destroy the cavern, and like they get into the cavern where the Well of the Lost is. But then they realize that the Unbidden Storm is broken. So yeah. Everything was building up to the finale, and the finale delivered. So yeah. Lloyd and Aaron has this moment of getting the Unbidden Storm back to its rightful state. Lloyd's very proud of him. So they take control of the Arc Dragon. Wasn't expecting that. As Wildfire does the correct song on the bells in Ninjago, because after Sora and Frak both fail, and Nia and Kai get Doves to do it in Mysterium. So yeah, the Arc Dragon is now in the Spectral Lands. She has a fight with Thunderfang. That fight is mid. It's kind of Lloyd and Aaron versus Thunderfang though, 'cause they're controlling it now, which is a really cool twist. They each have yellow and purple eyes. One has yellow, one has purple. And in their mechs, they fight Thunderfang. And meanwhile, in Mysterium and in Ninjago, 2 of the Forbidden 5, which were kind of wasted in part 1, come back. Zokt and Kerr. Let's talk about the least exciting one first. So Kerr, she actually does really good damage, but she does get owned by Ryu, who does Spinjitzu in the end after training of Ron2 for the whole season. So yeah, Ryu's Spinjitzu is very majestic. Even Sora fails, even though she did like a Iron Spinjitzu tornado in the underworld. Yeah. Kerr destroys everyone, but Ryu kind of owns her. So Kerr is good, but like not as good as Zokt. Speaking of Zokt, I've already made an edit about him. So basically, he swarms in with his Spectral Dragonians. Nia starts rising dragoning him across this whole cave while Kai defeats the Dragonians with the Reveal Blade. And then Nia tries to mock him, had enough, and then Zokt shoots her with Misfortune, and then keeps on shooting her with Misfortune. She was about to flipping die to Zokt after everyone calling him a fraud. That's why I call redemption. And then Kai tries saving her, and then Zokt smashes Kai away. And as Zokt is supposed to go for the punch to end Nia's life, Jay comes back. Oh my peak. So good. Jay does defeat Zokt, but like it had to happen, so I'm fine with Jay doing it. Kind of biased, but then Jay comes help Nia up, and they have this really cute moment, they connect, and then they hug. Really cool. And then Kai makes a reference to him saying Jay was the worst, and Jen blames on Cole. Brilliant. Just brilliant. So yeah, the battle between Thunderfang and the Arc Dragon ends when Aaron takes over the dragon. Thunderfang just dies, and so did the Forbidden 5. I have no idea what happened to them. But then we have the ending, everyone. The ending. So the Arc Dragon says that she hopes the consequences are not too dire. Speaking of the consequences, the Source Dragons have now split up. 3 have left the council, 1 is dead, and 3 have stayed, them being energy, motion, flow for some reason. Yeah, that means all the elemental powers have gone mad. I think everyone loses their power because they have all these ominous earthquakes. But then they go back to Ninjago's monastery to see what happened. But then they end up in other realms. Lloyd and Aaron end up in a jungly realm. Kai, Nia, and Jay end up in, I think, the land of monsters because of a murky atmosphere. And Frax, Sora, and Wildfire, and Ryu end up in the realm where the Shadow Dojo was, I think. The things with the other 2 teams are speculations. I have no idea where Lloyd and Aaron are though. And we all think that that's the Source Dragons, and then Ninja are wondering what happened, and then it goes to Raz in the City of Temples, who has captured Wu and has made all the portal gates stop, and the Ninja are now stranded. Oh my gosh. What a season. Now let's talk about the characters individually. Let's talk about Spectral Thunderfang, honestly. The design is really cool. He's just useless, man. Why did they make him? He could have just been the Forbidden 5's pet, man. He got so wasted because of this cosmic fraud, honestly. This guy got defeated with like 5 minutes of the Arc Dragon being summoned. Honestly, this guy was just sending out the Spectral Dragonians and Forbidden 5 to collect souls for him. Like, couldn't he do that by himself? He was so powerful, man. This guy, honestly, just a cosmic fraud. And then the Forbidden Five in their spectral forms. Rox and Drake did absolutely nothing. Zoct was cold. Just cold. But that was in the finale. Kerr was good. And Noct was cold as always, but yeah. The Forbidden Five were just wasted. I really hope they come back. Not this wasted. It's because of Thunderfang. I blame it on Thunderfang. Like, oh my god. Let's talk about the ninja. Lloyd was good. I loved his interactions with Aaron, and I love this moment in the Land of Lee where someone gets hollowed and he's like really scared. It really shows Lloyd's like he cares. And then, yeah, he takes Aaron under his wing. Aaron says he wants to quit the ninja now about Aaron, but then stays, which such a nice scene of him saying he wants to stay. So yeah, Aaron was good as well, especially his interaction with Sora. And yeah, Sora was good as well. Just really solid overall. Frack and Wildfire were okay each, but Wildfire was better because of her jokes with Jay. Her interactions with Jay were so good. Cole was really good until he got hollowed. Yeah, he got hollowed. Rai was good as always. Just solid good. Who else do we have? Kai was just good. Like, he was solid. Not as good as in season 2, obviously, but yeah, he was good. And then Nia, I loved her interactions with Jay, but I'll talk about them when I talk about the GOAT of the season. Yeah, let's just talk about him. Jay was the absolute GOAT of the season. You cannot prove me otherwise. His interactions with every ninja, he was rude to Cole. He had this weird interaction with Lloyd, calling him Greenie, your funeral Greenie. He was arguing with Wildfire, who made a reference about his bad breath. Then the Nia interaction was so cute, man. Like, he actually had chemistry with her, and he was actually starting to like her, but she was like, you're a ninja, and he wanted to belong, but then he didn't know. Yeah, Jay is brilliant in this season, man. Just brilliant. And then the interaction with Kai at the end was really funny. And when Lloyd and Aaron connect on the bounty that he found his parents, Jay is like, oh yeah, it was me. this guy was so peak in this season. And then he just saves Nia from Zarks. Like, such a good character. I love my guy Jay. And the start with him was good. He defeated Raz and Aaron on the jet in there. And yeah, even though his goodness was shattered, he was still a key member to the team. He wanted to leave at the end, which was a really good part. But like, he had to do that at one point to make like the tensions rise even more. Yeah, Jay was absolutely peak. I could talk about him all day. And then Raz, I've already talked about Raz. He was just peak, especially in that bone armor. Like, I need that design once again. So yeah, overall, this season was really, really, really good. I don't know, is it better than season 2? I honestly don't know my season ranking. I don't know when I make that. But yeah, hands off, this season is like one of... It's definitely top 10. Maybe even top 5. Yes, top 5. Even though the Forbidden 5 got wasted, I loved all the J stuff. Yes, this season is top 5. Might be even better than season 2 because of J. So, yeah, that will pretty much do it. I love this season. Like, my favourite moments were Raz versus Aaron and Sora. Raz destroying everyone at the monastery. Jay being Jay. Like, every Jay scene was so good. And I loved the spectral invasions. They were so cold. Like, not Thunderfang. The spectral invasions themselves were just so cold. And Wildfire's driving. No, I'm joking. And the Land of Lee stuff was also pretty good because of the Jay and the interactions. So, yeah. Overall, I love this season. I know some people might not because of all the time management with Wrapped and Power Lid, but I can put that aside to the peak other moments of the season. So yeah, that will probably do it for my season 3 review. It is a really good season, and I can talk about it for so long, so we might as well just end. Yeah, the season is really good. Okay, bye.